everyone, welcome back to The Expanse. We are watching episode 5, The Oppressor. Interesting title. We'll see what that means. I mean, it definitely feels like I forget is it the RCE or whomever, whatever those people, Mercury's crew, and especially including Mercury, seems to be like the oppressor, but I don't know who they're talking about. We shall see. I am ready to jump into this, so let's do it.
Careful. This powerful stuff.
You sure that remote even working?
I wired it myself. It will work.
Oh, we're back in time. We're seeing what she did.
They're here. 10 hours early.
No, leave it.
We have to remove the charge. The drive will set it off.
Then it does.
Give them a chance to pull up.
Nah. Fucking you know that.
This isn't what we planned. I did not come here to kill people.
The play is what I say it is. Whatever
Okay.
happened, therefore. No!
Ooh.
Ilus, no!
Welcome to the Rocinante.
My family. My tree said. We haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah.
Holden will take care
Yeah,
of it.
Holden and Amos.
Settlement's in lockdown. No one outside their quarters unless Chief Mercury says so.
I don't give a fuck what Mercury said. Where's my crewman?
Unlock him.
Not gonna happen. Put the gun down.
Don't kill her. She just hasn't figured out her boss is a dick.
You stay out of it.
Hey, give me the key and walk away.
Fuck that.
No. Really?
Captain Holden.
Really?
Left before we could finish our talk.
Artifacts on this planet are waking up. The device my ship just blew up would have wiped this settlement off the map. We need to get everyone off the surface before something even worse shows up.
Came on a peaceful mission. These squatters drew first blood.
And you used it to justify murder.
I acted against terrorists who killed innocent people and were planning further acts of violence. But I'm the bad guy. People, but I'm the bad guy.
I mean,
Maybe I've just got that kind of face.
yeah,
I'll make sure.
he does though.
You had to tell your story in court.
I mean, he's right. They did try to kill him, those people,
We'll answer for what we've done.
but it's still
You want me to make it into a bomb?
I want you to make it into an option.
We need you to come off as more approachable, nurturing. The caring family matriarch. It tested.
Get the fuck out.
That's not who she is at all.
Oh, where is my family? Do you know what happened to them?
Your daughter too?
Lucia's on my
Where's
ship,
your
and my
daughter?
ship is in orbit. She's safe.
In Felcia. Was my daughter with her?
I'm sorry, Ed. You're not only because a torpedo from my ship was able to kill it, but the next thing could be a lot worse, and there will be a next thing.
You have no way of knowing that.
He actually does.
You go if you want.
If they want to die there, like that is truly up to them, because it's a flip of the coin. They don't necessarily know what's gonna happen. If they want to be there and not leave, I mean, it's up to them. And they know like what the possibility of staying could mean death. So
Does it seem strange to you?
That these things have lasted millions, maybe billions of years, and we can break them with torpedoes?
no, that's a really good question.
You might want to get that checked out. Squatter camp hygiene makes for all sorts of nasty infections. Just itches.
Dr. Okoye.
Your boss, Mercury, was shooting at me not long ago.
He's not my boss. And he's kind of an ass. I'm just looking to fill some gaps in the data from when we orbited to the far side of the planet. I can send you the coordinates.
Tell me she's somewhere safe. That she's not with you.
What? Who?
Felcia. Our daughter. Tell me you know where she is.
When the shooting started, I'm sure she
I have been every place. She's not here.
What did he say?
Nothing specific. When he was telling me to surrender, he talked about and her.
It's true then. Saying about you and Coop. Scotty, the others. You were part of that.
Maybe no one was supposed to get hurt.
God damn it, Lucia. How could you be so stupid?
I wasn't stupid. Someone had to be stoned.
Because I didn't want to bring the killing to this planet and save us. All they did was destroy the only thing we had left.
What, is she just gonna let herself die?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh
Were
man.
those gunshots?
Gee.
Let them go
Here we go.
Fuck these assholes! Just shoot them!
When you do that, Lucia want you to see the inside of his head.
Don't make me ask again.
But I am going to gas every belcher in the camp. Anyone I find with a gun is going to be disarmed and restrained, and the rest will be kept sedated until they can be taken up to their ship and sent on their way.
Nah. Nah.
Metri has no right making them leave, and neither do you.
If they die here, it's on me.
But it's not. How is it on? If they
and
know,
it's on the Illus for fighting over Ganymede.
they know what the risk is.
And it's on the Belters too. For coming here.
Yeah.
For staying after you warned them.
Right.
Tell them the truth, and let them decide for themselves.
You know, I used to be the one saying things like that.
Yeah, that's why you need Naomi.
I'm not trying to intrude upon you or nothing. I just thought you might enjoy a little. Naomi!
Christ, she got the bleeder in there.
Okay. You get it stopped, and I'll run a second infusion line. Now!
Jeez. Ooh.
I'm sorry. I gotta. Listen to me, I need your help, okay? I've never done this before. Please, you gotta tell me what to do.
This is like Master and Commander. Paul Bettany's character has to do surgery on himself, which is really awesome.
Do not make me tell your daughter I had to let you die. Fucking tell me what to do!
Yeah, Lucia, just get up, get a grip.
Suction.
Good.
Suction on it. Listen, the infusion's working, you just gotta stop the bleeding now.
I can do this.
Oh, don't!
Sorry.
You don't have to! Oh.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm unarmed!
Oh, shit.
What's he doing? Serving isn't really the issue. Was just talking with Holden about letting people make their own choices. Even if you don't agree with them. I was young and in love with a boy who had a crazy plan. I'd hack reactor control programs. He had a way to insert them into inner ships. Then we could turn off the drive, leave them on the drift, rescue them for a price later. And it wouldn't look like piracy because they'd be so grateful that we saved this. That was the story he told me. It was the one that blew up in the docks at Luna. Because the man I loved, the father of my child, used my code to overload the reactor. We killed 516 people. And he meant to do it again.
It wasn't your doing, then. You were tricked.
But you can't.
I chose what I did.
But you didn't mean to hurt anybody.
Chose not to see what kind of man my lover was until it was too late. Then when I told him I'd never help him again, it was the last time he let me see my little boy. I almost walked out an airlock. Being dead seemed better.
I'm sorry.
Stop saying you're sorry. A family now. Certainly not one I would have expected. But I love them. I have a life that I like living.
I haven't had that.
Want to die. I can't stop you. But there is a path from where you are to where I am.
God damn it, everyone shut up for a minute!
As soon as the gate opened, I started being contacted by a man I knew who died on Eros. The protomolecule was somehow projecting him into my brain.
They just killed him.
I had a vision when I was inside the ring station.
Oh, the ghost didn't tell you,
boy.
but the vision did. I can see why you didn't tell anyone.
Any way to test this information? Because anyone can claim to have prophetic visions, but that doesn't mean...
Cat's been right about everything so far. Or he's just a crazy person with a few lucky guesses.
I believe whatever I'm in contact with is turning on all the old technology here to try and understand what happened to its creator. I have no reason to believe it'll stop once I'm gone.
There is no version of Yes, where we abandon our charter and we leave these squatters and murderers in possession
You're
of this
also a
planet.
murderer, too. What's going on?
Oh my god.
Whoa. This did not end, did it end? But that was on the planet that Holden and them are on, right? It just exploded? It looked like an atom bomb. God, it's so tough to be in the position where Holden is. It is like the worst place to be, but the best place to be, and one of the most important places to be, but the hardest place to be. It just sucks. It sucks. Things are not black or white. There is lots of gray. There's a lot of Murtry he's correct about a lot. As much as I don't like him, and I think he's a danger, he is correct in his assumption they did try to kill him. Obviously, or him and his crew. Lucia did not want to kill them, just wanted to slow them down so that they could get more of the ore. But that did not go as planned for her because, I mean, for her to have trusted those guys is pretty silly. And they overpowered her, and then they probably wanted to kill everyone on that ship. And I mean, thankfully, not everyone died because that would have been crazy. So Murtry's his feelings are correct. His wanting revenge makes sense. However, the way he went about it was absolutely wrong, but that's the funny part, is that for him and to a lot of people, including some people watching this, a lot of people would say Murtry was right because they could see from his perspective. And then there will be people who will say he was wrong. And I don't know what it is. I know for me, from my perspective, it was wrong how he went about it. And it's because he has this disdain for the Belters. There's like this pompous, upturned nose at them that it's so painfully obvious. It's not like only because they took his men or tried to kill his men. I feel like that is a big part of him. Like, he's very structured and follows the rules, he's by the book type of a person. But he does not see himself as a murderer. It just doesn't make any sense. He calls them murderers, but not himself. Like, at least say, yeah, I murdered them. I thought that was the best way to go about it. Like, that's kind of the thing that frustrates me about people. We will do things because we believe them to be right, but we don't explain why. And maybe the explanation doesn't help. Maybe people won't care anyways. But I think majority of people can understand his feeling of vengeance. They tried to kill him and his people. I think that's fair to be like, look, like, let's have a conversation with the community. We'll figure out who did this, and we'll bring them to justice. Like, I could see that the Belters would have already brought them to justice. There would have been if there was a conversation. But the problem is Murtry didn't want to have that. He just doesn't. It's like to be quite honest, he acts as if the Belters are uncivilized. I'm going to use the word savages, especially because the title of this episode is called The Oppressors. It's just this thing where people think that they have the right answers. They live a certain way. They live in the right way. Everyone else is a savage to them, which is not true. Lucia's own husband said, "Why did you do that? How could you have done that? We came here to not have murder." He didn't want the killing. He sees those OPA he's called them thugs. Like, it just sucks because there's always it's too bad when we dehumanize each other, because once we dehumanize one another, there is no going back from that. if you dehumanize someone, then you can really do just about anything to them. Something I've noticed recently within our culture too right now, the dehumanization of people. Words like high value man, high value woman. There are these things that are kind of coming back in our culture that are slowly, subtly dehumanizing people who have made certain decisions in their lives, because we're humans, so we're going to make choices throughout our lives that are, well, they're not going to be the best. It's not picture perfect. It's just not. We don't come from a picture perfect life. And so there's all these weird things. I mean, it's like red pill, black pill, this pill, that pill, whatever. And everyone who's in whatever group thinks that they have all the answers. And what I've noticed, though, and religion is included in this, it's like you have to have these, a certain amount of money, a certain amount of height, a certain amount of looks, a certain amount of clout. Were you married? Were you divorced? Were you, do you have kids out of wedlock? Are you this? Are you that? And there's a lot of this, it's a lie that is being sold to people, and it's easily gobbled up because, well, if you don't have these attributes that are considered negative, well, then I'm on top of these types of people then. And it's something that I think there's a part of human nature that likes to somehow become the oppressor. And you can be an oppressor without doing like this is oppressive behavior, what I'm talking about. But the oppressor won't see that they're the oppressor. That's the double-edged sword with that, until they become the oppressed. That's always how it comes down. You never realize you're the oppressor because you think you're higher and mightier. I have the right religion, I have the right amount of money, I'm this tall, I'm this color of skin, and so and because this big large group of people is saying this is the right way, then I'm on top. It's a lie. We're human, we all bleed red, we all do things, we make choices. So for me, I see that anytime we dehumanize, it is dangerous. It could lead to situations like this. And I see that slowly creeping in, or it has been creeping in for years and years and years. And I just see it more. I mean, you can't miss it. You go on comment sections on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts, on Reels, Reddit, whatever. Wherever you go, you're just going to see so much judgment, just so many fingers being pointed, so much hate. And it sucks because we should all work together and hear each other's stories. That's how we grow, that's how we figure it out, and that's how they could have figured it out if they would have just sat down, expressed their differences. They could have worked together, it could have worked, but that's the issue that happens, that will always continue to happen. And for those of us, and I include myself in it because I've done a lot of work to get to this point, to be more open-minded, because I was very closed-minded in a lot of ways. In my past, I've had viewpoints that I don't believe in at all, and I'm like, it's an embarrassing thing to look back at yourself and be like, how could you have been this dumb or blind? But that's the way life is. You live and you learn and you grow, and it takes hard work because you have to look inside, and that's hard, and you don't want to look and see your shit. So, and then it's a continuous thing. So people who get what I'm saying, like, you got to stand strong forever, even when you feel alone, even when you feel backed into a corner, even when you're in the middle of two sides arguing. You have to stand strong and firm in what you believe. I really like how they're showing that with Naomi and with Holden. I just totally agree with Naomi. You can't force people. You cannot make people see something that you see. They're going to make their own choices. Like Lucia made her choice, even though she's a mom, even though she has a husband. She did not talk with her husband about this at all, went behind her family's back. She knew that there could be consequences, because there's always consequences. Maybe she didn't know. Maybe she didn't know, but it doesn't matter. There were consequences. The same thing with Naomi. She was trying to do something that was sold to her. It was kind of a manipulation tactic, but it doesn't matter because of her information and what she did. 516 people died. A lot of the times we do miss it. We will miss those red flags. And that seems to be what happened to Naomi. She was young and figuring things out, and figuring things out takes time. It takes a lot of time, depending on especially how you were raised, what happened to you in childhood. It's just real. Like these topics that they bring up, even with Christian and the woman she's going against, running. I don't know if they're running for senator or what that is, but Christian has her own, like, it's like nepotism in a way. She was born into this lifestyle, and it sounds like this other woman, yeah, she cut the line, but it was because of having connections and these people, and it worked out for them. And it's like this, you never know. Like this, she worked hard for her place and her family, and they worked hard. Just so much that the show brings out and talks about, all these layers, not finding work for 30 years, and how do we have the food allotment, all of this stuff. It's so realistic to what we're going through and what we always have gone through. And so there's that element is really cool in The Expanse. I appreciate it because it's like a character study on different personality, different politics. And then at the end of the day, it's kind of like, but what saves us? It's those brave people who come from different walks of life, who decide to do the right thing. This was awesome. Lots of thoughts here on the human condition, but also the protomolecule is there, and it looked like an explosion, like an atom bomb dropped on this planet. But it is true that the protomolecule is using Miller as the detective to figure out how they were the beings who created the protomolecule were killed, and that's interesting. I'm ready to jump into the next episode, so I will see you there. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all the stuff I was talking about. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye, everybody.